Good morning, students. This is Arvind, social science teacher. Today we are going to discuss the new lesson, religious promoters and social reformers. I thought all of you enjoy our online classes. Dear students, the period between 8th century and 13th century is very important in the socio-cultural history of India. Yes, why it is the period very important means the period between 8th century and 13th century is very important in Indian history. In that period, some philosophies are profound or advocated. Which are that philosophies? Dvaita philosophy, Advaita philosophy, and Vishishtadvaita philosophy. Dear students, the century between 8th to 13th century is called the socio-cultural history of India. In that century, the two movements evolved in India. The one is Bhakti movement, another one is Sufi movement. Bhakti movement is the movement it's evolved in Hindu religion. Sufi movement, it's the movement it's evolved in Islamic religion. Yes, here the Bhakti movement. In the Bhakti movement, the Acharyas means the saints, okay, which are the important Acharyas, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, and Ramanujacharya, who are the founders of three Vedic religions, were living in India, and also they advocated the very important philosophies such as Dvaita, Advaita, and Vishishtadvaita. Are the three major philosophies also came into existence. Another very important philosophy, that is Basaveshwara. It's called another very important philosophy, that is Shakti Vishishtadvaita. It's advocated by Basaveshwara. Basaveshwara belonged to Kalyana of Bijapur district. Yes, he declared social revolution against caste and gender based discrimination. Yes, he opposed both the caste and gender based discrimination. He belonged to Bijapur district. Today also it's famous. Which one? The Kalyana, Basava Kalyana. It's considered Basava Kalyana. Yes, in order to achieve this ideal situations, the three Acharyas and Basaveshwara preached all the people to surrender to the God, means the bhakti, real bhakti or pure devotion. Okay, that's why it is called the movement, means the period from 8th century to 13th century is called socio-cultural history of India. Yes, they were called, means the Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, and Madhvacharya called the people organized the Bhakti movement. Okay, these are the people organized the Bhakti movement. Yes, Bhakti movement is nothing but the main aim or the theme of Bhakti movement is to complete surrender. Okay, to complete surrenderance of God. Here they said, okay, they told or they are given the statement, who are completely surrendered to the God, they get moksha, means the salvation, irrespective of caste, creed, and richness. Yes, they opposed or they criticized the caste system. Okay, and also they are given, they ensure or they enhance the equality. Okay, they ensures equality to everyone in the society. They opposed inequality on the basis of caste, creed, and religion, and also they opposed economic inequality. Okay, in this way they revived the society through the Bhakti Marga, means they are given importance to path of Bhakti, means path of devotion. Okay, they are given importance to pure Bhakti, pure devotion. It is called the Bhakti Marga. Yes, dear students, here the first philosophy is Advaita philosophy. Shankaracharya, one of the important saint, he was born in the village Kaladi in Kerala. He was born in a Nambudari family, Nambudari Brahmin family. His father was a Shivaguru and mother Aryamba. Shankara was very intelligent, means very clever. At the age of 7, he had mastered, means he had experience all the scriptures. Means at the age of 7, he has experience, he had experience in all the scriptures. He learnt Vedas and the Puranas from his teacher Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Which are the important four Vedas? Rig Veda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, and Yajur Veda. And also He had experience at the age of 7 in Puranas. He learnt Puranas. Shankaracharya studied the Upanishads and Brahma Sutras in depth and propagated the Advaita philosophy. Yes, he studied the Upanishads and Brahma Sutras. Upanishads are nothing but Upanishad means to learn something in front of teacher or guru. Yes, according to his philosophy, Brahma is the absolute truth, the rest of the world is false. Okay, then the soul is one with Brahma and life is not separate from Brahma. Yes, according to him, the human soul and the soul of Brahma is one. Okay, it's not separated totally. The human soul and the soul of Brahma is not separated, but the human soul and when the human soul is merged with Brahma, or when the human soul is one with Brahma, that time and life is not separate from Brahma. Yes, according to him, the human soul is not separate from Brahma. The human soul is one with Brahma and life is not separate from Brahma. Yes, that's why he has given the statement Aham Brahmasmi. According to him, the world is Maya, an illusion. Brahma is the absolute truth. The people are ignorant. They are not aware of the illusionary nature of the world. They are also not aware that Brahma is the only truth. Hence, we should go on the path of knowledge and realize the nature of the world. Yes, according to the Shankaracharya, the world is an illusion, Maya. Brahma is the absolute truth. Brahma is authentic. Brahma is final. The God is final. Okay. The people are ignorant. See, they are not aware of the illusionary nature of the world. Okay. According to him, the world is Maya. Okay, yes, in the world, everyone is created by Brahma. Okay, in this way, the world also created by Brahma. That's why the world is an illusion, Maya. See, they are not also aware that Brahma is the only truth. Hence, we should go on the path of knowledge. Has given importance to path of knowledge, the way of knowledge, and realize the nature of the world. Ultimately, we should merge our Atma with the absolute truth Brahma. Only they can get moksha or they attain moksha. In this manner, Shankaracharya taught the path of knowledge. The human soul has no separate existence, and he expressed this fact in the phrase Aham Brahmasmi. He declared that Brahma is truth. It has no qualities, no features, no shape. Means he opposed idol worship. According to him, the God is no qualities, no features, and no shape. Nirguna, Nirakara, Nirvikara. Okay, see the works of Shankaracharya, Shankarabhashya, Ananda Lahari, Saundarya Lahari, Shivananda Lahari, Viveka Chudamani, Prabhuddha Sudhakara, and Dakshinamurti Stotra. His hymn Bhajakavindam is world famous. Shankaracharya travelled from Kanyakumari to Kashmir on foot and propagated his Advaita philosophy. He preached Advaita philosophy in entire India from Kanyakumari to Kashmir by walk. In order to spread the message of his philosophy, he established Pitas. Okay, Pitas are institutions in all four directions. Shankaracharya gave Indian thinking a new direction and inspiration. See, which are the matas or the pitas? Badari Jyotir Pita, Puri Govardhana Pita, Dwaraka Kalika Pita, Sringeri Sharada Pita, Kanchi Kamakoti Pita. See, these are the 5 important mats or pitas established in all over India. Sringeri is one of the important pita. It's established in Karnataka. Dear students, today we are discussed about the 88th century. From 8th century to 13th century is called socio-cultural history of India. Okay, then why should we call that 8th century, and from between 8th century and 13th century is called the socio-cultural history of India? Then which are the important acharyas born that period, and also which are the philosophies are advocated by that acharyas, and what are then the Shankaracharya. Dear students, read the textbook once again. I'll send the homework questions through the WhatsApp. Okay, write the answers. Thank you.